All right, good evening. We got a good crowd here today. I want to welcome everybody to our council meeting for Thursday, November 12th, 2020. It is now 6:30. And I'm going to go ahead and ask everybody to please stand up. And Pastor Dustin Wilpanks from the Great Church of the Cross up here in Loganville is going to lead us in prayer. Thank you.
Father God, thank you for giving us the opportunity to come together tonight to walk through and to look at and be able to just continue to see how we can just be an incredible community here. A community that loves one another, a community that continues to build each other up, continues to be able to give us the opportunity, Father, to be able to be a shining light in this great state, this great nation, this great world that you bless us with the opportunity to be a part of. Father, I pray for wisdom tonight. I pray for discernment. I pray for the ability for you just to be just glorified and honored through all of it. Father, I also especially thank you for those who have gone and fought for our freedoms, to be able to come together to do something like this in a democracy like we have. Father, the price that they paid, especially our veterans who have gone and willingly sacrificed, Father, years and years of their lives so often. Father, I just praise you for them. Pray you'll give them an incredible and special blessing as well. Father, we thank you, praise us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor Dustin. Post 233, color guard. Post. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ready, two. Lift, please. Forward, part. You may be seated. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, color guard, post 233. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order, but before I do that, I'm going to ask, before I make a motion to adopt the agenda, I'm going to go ahead and ask to amend the agenda for today to add a public utility staff report and also for Veterans Day report.
So moved.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion on the adoption, the amended? No. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. All right. The adoption has been, the amended agenda has been adopted. Now I'm going to ask for a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. All right. The agenda has been adopted. I'm also, these are consent agenda items that we talked about on Monday, and I'm going to ask for a motion to pass the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on the consent agenda items? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. All right, sounds good. What can I say? What can I say? You know, I've gotten to know this lady, and this is one of my favorite times of the council because we get to recognize people, and I love when people get recognized. But she's, what can I say about this lady? She has done so much. I've known her now for about 9 years or so, and we have just had, you know, I really believe that elected officials build relationships. That's what it's all about. And if you build those relationships, the sky's the limit. And we are fortunate enough to be part of two counties, which is Walton County and Gwinnett County. So we got to build extra relationships. But it is a great relationship that we've had with Charlotte Nash, and she has done so much, not only for Loganville, but for all the cities, all the 16 cities in Gwinnett County. And, you know, if you guys don't know, there's 16 cities in Gwinnett County. And Miss Charlotte is going to make an effort before she retires to go see every city council in Gwinnett, you know, every city council in Gwinnett County. That says a lot about her. And she has been a champion. And it is my honor and privilege, our honor and privilege, for her to be here. And we got a small, and it is a small token because you've done so much for us. SDS, SPLOST, recently the CARES Act, and just your leadership, issues to fill. So with that, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to just read this real quick. The mayor and council of the city of Loganville would like to recognize Charlotte J. Nash. At this point, I would like for us to take a moment to recognize a woman who has accomplished so much in her time as public servant. Before Charlotte Nash became chairwoman of Gwinnett County, her career first started with county's finance department in August of 1977.
I'm old.
Join the crowd.
That's right. She went on to serve in 5 different positions before taking on the role of Director of Finance in 1995. Chairwoman Nash became Gwinnett's County Administrator, a role she served in until her retirement in 2004. She was unable to stay away from serving the residents of Gwinnett County, though, and ran a successful campaign to become chairwoman of the Board of Commissioners in a special election in April of 2011. Chairwoman Nash was reelected in 2012 and 2016, but decided this year it was time to step away from politics and enjoy retirement with her husband, Michael. And she's going up to the mountains, from what I hear. Good choice. Good choice up in the mountains. She has been a high-profile figure in regional and state politics over the years, and the city of Loganville has certainly found her tenure beneficial. At this time, I would like to call up Chairwoman Nash as we offer our gratitude for her years of service and dedication to Gwinnett County, given this 12th day of November 2020. Ray Martinez, Mayor.
I came down here to take y'all one.
I can't even take it.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Oh, it's great to be in Loganville tonight, not only because it's a great place to be in and of itself, but I'm not too many miles across 81 to Bow Springs Road, just inside Gwinnett. So it'll be a quick trip home tonight as I leave your building. Yes, I'm doing what I'm calling my farewell tour. I'm making it to each city's council meeting. I've I think you are the 9th or 10th city that I visited, so I'll finish up by mid-December. But I felt like the cities in the county have worked together so much, accomplished so much together. I needed to come say in person, thank you to every single city's mayor and council. We've accomplished so many things because, now I'm country. Some of y'all may recognize some of these sayings. My daddy always talked about 2 mules could pull a lot of weight if they pulled in the same direction instead of pulling against each other. And I think that's what we've managed to do with the cities and the county in Gwinnett County. I know you got a great outgoing chairman over in Walton County too. Kevin Little's a dear, dear friend of mine. We got to know each other really well, serving on the ACCG board together. But I'm going to brag about Gwinnett a little bit tonight in our relationships. Loganville's been a great partner to us, starting from the horrible SDS mess that was in existence when I was elected. And I can recall that Glenn Stevens, the county administrator, and I came in and sat down and talked with the city manager and the mayor at that time and laid out a way. We sat down, spent about an hour, and we laid out a way to settle things between Loganville and the county, and that was the beginning of getting that entire problem settled. So Loganville's got a real special place in my heart because of the role it played in that. There are so many things that happen on a day-to-day basis that we as elected officials never know about the ways in which our staffs work together. It's really important to have our public safety folks, for example, working together because sometimes they need to call on each other for help. And having good relationships at the elected official level can help facilitate those kind of relationships at the staff level. It's been a great ride. I'm going to miss being involved on a day-to-day basis and in an active role, but you can bet that I'll be watching what's happening in Loganville and across the entire county of Gwinnett, and know that you'll have at least one cheerleader on the sideline on your side saying, yay, go, do a great job. And Mayor, I've got a letter that expresses my appreciation and thoughts more articulately, or in a more articulate way than I can say it out loud, because I'm beginning to get a little emotional. I'm going to give you the letter and just say y'all thanks once more for the wonderful plaque resolution and the flowers and for the great working relationship we've enjoyed. Love you all, and I'll be traveling through Loganville seeing what's going on.
Well, thank you. Does any council member want to say a few words? Does any council member want to say a few words to Charlotte?
Well, I've known Charlotte for quite a while, and when Bill, I remember one thing, when Bill Jones was city manager, he called me when I was getting my cakes, and he called me one morning, he said, Linda, can you do me a favor? I said, sure. He said, you need to make Charlotte Nash a birthday cake. Take it to her. And I said, okay. Well, I didn't know Charlotte Nash at that time. So when I used to do sheet cakes, I used to pre-cut them. So she said, make sure you pre-cut it so when it's there, all she has to do is just let everybody get their own piece of cake. And I said, okay. So when I got there, she had actually already left the office, and she didn't know I was coming, so I left the cake. But that was one of the first times that I probably got to meet your office and meet your staff, and then I met you later on after that. But Charlotte has always been a privilege to be around. I've been to a lot of the activities that she's been in, and she's always looked out for our city, looked out for Gwinnett County.
And not a piece of that cake with the last time.
I too have known Charlotte for quite some time. Hadn't been in a lot of meetings with her, but I know her. And Charlotte, I just want to thank you for your years of service to Gwinnett County and to the city of Loganville. And we appreciate it. And I hope you have a great retirement with you and your husband. Yes, ma'am.
And also got
had the pleasure of meeting you at the Gwinnett Senior Leadership class that I took last year, and walked away thinking, what a wonderful person, what a mentor, someone to look up to. And I think we have a lot going on here in Loganville. You guys blew me away and learning so much about Gwinnett County and what all you have going on. So, again, thank you for taking care of Loganville all these years.
Thank you. Anybody else? I just want to thank you for your accessibility. Every time we've emailed you and even called you, you have been there real quick, me and Danny Roberts. So thank you so much. That's right, it's part of the job. Thank you. You've been so accessible. Thank you. All right. Now we're coming down to our Veterans Day report. Stan Malden, he wants to say a few words about our great event yesterday.
Mr. Mayor and City Council, I want to thank you for this opportunity to say hello to you guys again. Been here quite a few times, and I've often cherished the times that we've been together, and I look forward to what the future holds for this great city. Let me take this mask off. I'm kind of hot with this thing on. And I see a lot of you guys don't have it on, so that means I don't have to wear it too, right? But anyway, we did have a Veterans Day ceremony yesterday, and when I got home, my wife asked me, well, what do you think about today? And I told her this. I said, how do you feel? How do you measure of success in a Veterans Day ceremony? And I said, what about by the number in attendance? Would you say that would be a good measure to see how successful something was? And I said, well, over 100 people in the middle of the week on a rainy day was a crazy thing called coronavirus going on. That's not bad. You know, we was real careful about shooting those people with the temperature thing and asking them to wear a mask until they got to the table, and we had separation. We even fogged the post the day before, you know, and you say fog the post. Yeah, it's a way of sanitizing. You know, I didn't know they called it that either. But anyway, things went really well with the way we did social distancing. So I guess that's one way of measuring. But the second thing I told her is, how about with WSB TV Channel 2 being there and filming the whole ceremony, which was a little over an hour. Sometimes politicians, you know, you have to take that microphone, but no, I think we did a good job, really do, right? But the third thing is maybe it's getting calls and emails from all across the United States for shut-in veterans and veterans' homes, and even some Vietnam buddies of mine from as far away as Oklahoma called to tell us what they thought about the success of that day. Now, how did they know about it? Because we put it on YouTube, and they was able to watch us live. You know, do I know how that stuff works? Don't even dare to say I know anything about it. But when I got home, I was able to watch it, and you still watch it today if you like. I can send you a link to it so that you can watch it. You know, after past tense, it might not be as interesting as it was yesterday while it was going on. Or, you know, maybe it could be because of the incredible lineup of speakers that we had. I really enjoyed the speakers that we had, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, for thinking about one of those speakers. You know, you did a good job with the general. We had a two-star general there that really did a great job. Had even a donut dolly. How many people out here know what a donut dolly is? There we go. There we go. Just a few people know what a donut dolly is. If you don't know, look it up when you get home, because did you raise your hand too? You did. Okay. Okay. There you go. Look up donut dollies when you get home. It's a rich history, and they were brave women that did that. Could it be because of you, Mr. Mayor? You know, and all the mayors that I've worked with now for 11 years, you know, I looked at the lineup back there and I saw Ray and Dan, and, you know, I think back about some of those times when I first went to the ceremony in Lawrenceville for a Veterans Day ceremony. And it was big, even way back 12 years ago. We come back to the post, and we was on our bikes, you know, the not the kind you pedal. I could have never done that. And when we got back, we come into the parking lot because we met at the post, and Bobby comes up to me, and everybody knows which Bobby I'm talking about. If you don't, then you're not from Loganville. But Bobby come up, and he said, Stan, where in the world have y'all been? And I told him, I said, we went to Lawrenceville to the Veterans Day ceremony. Oh, okay. He was fine with that. And I said, listen, why doesn't Loganville have our own Veterans Day ceremony? And he poked me in the chest with that old tough, big old hand that he's got about 3 times, and he said, because you hadn't started one. So since then, we've had a Veterans Day ceremony in Loganville, and it's been an honor to work with the mayors that I've worked with throughout those 11 years. And this is, I will say that nothing against a normal citizen but I will say that this is the first mayor that I've worked with that is a veteran. So, you know, I'm really appreciative of that, but it takes us all to make things work, and if it wasn't for people like this guy right here, don't even have to look at him to see him. He's so big and does such a good job with our city. You know, this guy does a lot of great things for our city too, and he helps us look good at some of the things that we do because he keeps us safe. If he doesn't do it, he's got somebody there that's going to do it. You can bet on that. So anyway, I still have a vision though. And my vision for the Veterans Ceremony is to look at the man in the mirror. You know, when Michael Jackson did that song, probably some of you don't know the Man in the Mirror song. But if you want to make a change, look at the man in the mirror. That's the person that's going to make the change. So I keep looking at the man in the mirror, and I'll do what I promised God that I would do if He'd help me get through 14 months as being a combat infantryman in Vietnam. So as long as possible, as long as I breathe air and can do it, I'm going to try to make a Loganville Veterans Day ceremony work. I'm going to still try to make Ride for America work. And thanks to all of y'all for lending your support and helping us with the goals and making this city successful. A lot of people look at this city. Some of you may be from Snellville. My address says Snellville, but this is one of the greatest cities in the state of Georgia, and I can say that. Mr. Mayor, I appreciate this time. You did a good job yesterday. You didn't stumble but 25 times. I counted them all, but you did a good job. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. He did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going to say something. I'm going to brag a little bit about Stan, real quick, because he doesn't like the accolades, but he is a true patriot. You know, Stan was in Vietnam and combat infantry, and one of his biggest badges that he really admires is the Bronze Star with V device. And one thing that he carries is that Purple Heart. Very few people have that. So Stan doesn't like, if you guys don't know what the Purple Heart is, that's soldiers that have been wounded, combat wounded. So, you know, he is also inducted in the National Purple Heart Hall of Fame, of the Hall of Honor. So that's all I'm going to say about Stan, because he doesn't like to for the accolades, but he has served this country well. He continues to serve even after his service. He continues to serve our city. So Stan, we love you here in Loganville, and I look forward to continuing that tradition. Thank you. Thank you. All right, boy, don't you just love Loganville City Council, where we recognize people, Veterans Day, and it's not over. We're not done yet. A couple of weeks ago, I had a young lady, and I don't normally invite people to our council. They have to be, they have to pass my approval. But a couple of weeks ago, I had a young lady call me or email me and she said, "My name is Johanna Alvarado." Johanna Alvarado, and she's a senior at South Gwinnett, and she gave me a whole list of stuff, and I was very impressed, very impressed. It took me a while to read it, and she is also Miss Georgia North Teen USA, and she's also going to compete for the Miss Georgia Teen USA here in Georgia. And she said, "Mayor, can I say a few words?" I said, "You betcha, because you have your whole life in front of you, and I want you to share your beautiful life in front of this beautiful audience." So, Miss Joanne, you have the floor, ma'am. Come on in and introduce yourself to us.
Good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate your time, and I am so honored to share my journey, my personal journey, which I believe we can all say that we love sharing that. Have you ever found yourself in the moment where you ask yourself, how did I get here? I suppose it is important to go back before I begin talking about that right now. I was born into a large family, the sixth child of 7 children, and the first child to be born in the U.S. My parents are hardworking and immigrated from Mexico, which makes me very proud of their courage and commitment to giving us a better life. My family members are proud of our culture, and in the traditional way, the boys learn a trade to go to work, and the girls help around the house, learn how to cook, and raise the children. As a little girl, my dreams of the future were based on comparisons I saw in my own siblings with a desire to be different. My siblings have found their success in working, and my sisters are moms. And I'm very proud of my nieces and nephews, but none of my siblings saw educational opportunities as an option. My dreams were different. I wanted to work and have my own career. I knew that meant doing good in school, and at the time I struggled. I am thankful that the school system offered a traditional program for bilingual children whose parents were from other cultures, and they helped me to excel and be better in school. I began to work at the age of 14, just 14. I got my first job at a Thai restaurant. While it seemed cool at first, I couldn't see myself working in it. So I focused more in school, and I will become the first person in my family to graduate high school. Thank you. And it won't stop me there. I have big plans for college in the fall to pursue psychology and help other children dream big. My journey would not be complete without the influence of school and an introduction of pageants. I officially started like all the girls with a desire of a pretty dress and a crown, but it totally shaped my development. I have learned so much through the support of great mentors and adults who have encouraged me to become a better version of myself, a better vision of myself. I have learned how to walk in heels, which is pretty hard. I have understand my goals and my dreams. I learned to value my community, and I got to see how we all have a responsibility to make this world a better place. I am working on interviewing and presentation skills to be able to speak to crowds like today. And like I said, this is one of those "how did I get here" moments. I stand before you today to offer hope that our future is going to be okay. Because school systems that allow diversity of students to grow and develop, and activities like pageants to shape the best in your girls. We all have to do our part to pay it forward. And that brings me to now, how I got here. As I represent the title of Miss Georgia North at the 2021 Miss Georgia Teen USA pageant early next year, I am committed to continue to grow personally and sharing encouragement with other young girls. I created a platform and I have authored a few children's books, which are now available on Amazon. And I'm really proud that I can say I'm an author. The books encourage our youth to be extraordinary and to recognize that we can love and learn new things. Extraordinary is a result of trying new things and learning to enjoy our childrenhood, which is very important. I also created a book that embraces diversity and celebrates our differences. We are not all the same. Some of us have red hair, blonde hair, dark skin, or light, but being different can be fun. It has been such a blessing for me to see my nieces learn new things and their dreams keep growing bigger each day. Thank you for allowing me to share my personal journey, and I hope that my story gives you hope that good things are happening to our youth with encouraging opportunities in our communities and that we can still make dreams come true. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you. That
As a
means so
Hispanic
much.
American, you'll be the first in anything you put your dreams in. What a great young lady. We wish you the best. And I know Scott's there. Is that your mama? Is that?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Sí, trabajando. Thank you so much for raising such a beautiful girl. Sky's the limit.
I represented Loganville when I competed in this pageant in July. So I was very proud to wear that across my chest. Oh wow, I'm gonna put this on my sash.
Veteran said.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Now, we're going to go down to the committee reports / department reports, starting with planning and development. Chairwoman Lisa Newberry.
Thank you, Mayor. We have two items tonight that we discussed on Monday night. The first one is the zoning ordinance amendment for the Planning and Zoning Commission. And before we take the vote, just want to see if anyone has any questions. Very good. Okay, with that being said, then I would like to make the motion to approve the amendment as prepared by our city attorney.
All right. We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. It's been passed.
Okay, thank you. The second one is to address the RMA zoning amendment. Any questions on that? Okay, with that being said, then I would like to make the motion to approve the amended ordinance resulting in RMA zoning as inactive.
So we have a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Yes, ma'am. Been
And
passed.
that is all I have.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor.
Chairwoman Lisa Newberry. Finance / economic development, Chairwoman Ann Hutzinger.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If everyone will look, I passed out some research I did coming off of the Citizens Advisory Group Survey Cost and Budget. The council members had two questions, two asks from the Monday night meeting. So I want to talk about data consolidation first. One of the questions was, is there a way to scrub the data? And I did talk to Qualtrics, and because there is not a single unifying field like an email address or anything like that, there is not a way to scrub it and make sure that we don't over scrub it. So I did ask. The second thing was about grants. Lisa and I had a discussion about that, I guess yesterday or day before yesterday, because she and I both would really like to have this be as part of a grant. I did a lot of research. I know Robbie, who I don't think is here tonight, did some research as well. I shared his email with all of you. This is what he said. In regards to potential grant funding to cover the costs, I checked a few databases as well with the Georgia Department of Community Affairs and found no grant funding options that could be used in this instance. This could be attributed to the fact that there are a limited number of grants available at this time of year because of the holidays, and that for the future, the more advanced time frame given to work within, the better. It can take up to 3 months to go through the grant process. So then I spent a number of hours looking at grants, and I gave you guys some copies. There's a government website, grants.gov, where you can go through and you can look at grants. So I looked up citizens and surveys that would be eligible for the city and township governments. And I'm going to tell you, I got really excited because I found one that said Community Connect Grant Program. I'm like, oh, that's it. It's for broadband and internet. But darn it if I didn't find that title like in 6 different places, and I got excited every time until I realized it was broadband. So the short answer is I did do the research. I did strike out on both of those. But I want to also be clear, I sent everybody an email today about what we're voting on. So the purpose of this discussion and this vote is to move the finance portion of this survey forward. It does not mean that tomorrow the questions all go to Qualtrics and the survey company and then it drops tomorrow. I, along with all of you, and I believe with the CAG, and Paul, you can definitely, nobody wants the survey to go out before the special election in January. This only starts the ball rolling so we get on their calendar. I would still encourage all of you, if you have questions about the survey, to reach out to the CAG. I know there'll be at least one more meeting. There's still some things that have to be done at the CAG level. But this is only to get us in the queue with the companies that are going to provide us the services that we need to conduct the survey. So with that being said, I'd like to open the floor for questions or comments from the council. Anybody?
I'm going to jump in here. I want to first thank you, Ann, for taking time to fill in some of the gaps that I had. Lisa has taken a couple of my phone calls. Thank you, because I was a little fired up. Danny, the same. Greg Peoples, I want to give you, you're my guy on the CAG. We've talked a lot. Terry Parsons is here. You're a rock star, man. Even though we don't always agree, you give it to me straight. And so when we vote, I've wrestled with this a lot, and I'm really torn. And our conversation was really good. It was good. Danny, you too. I've had some conversations with you. I'm going to vote no, just because of what was presented to me. I have a lot of concerns about a 48-question survey when all the research that I've done says it should be five minutes, maybe 10 max, 15, maybe 20 questions. So those are my concerns. I wish I would have been allowed to participate in the meetings just to listen to see what direction people were going. That said, if it passes, I'm all on board. But I would hope that Paul and the group really looks at surveys, the length of surveys. This 48 pages reads very redundant, and well, I'll just leave it at that. Thank you. That's all I had to say.
Does anybody have any questions or comments about? I would like to make a motion, if not, I'd like to make a motion that the council approve the Citizens Advisory Group survey cost with the detail per is in the packet with a not to exceed number of $11,887.50.
$11,887.
$11,887.50.
Not to exceed. Okay. So we have a motion on the floor.
Second.
We have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign?
Aye.
Okay, so we got, no.
No.
No, okay. So we got 5-1. Okay, passed.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's all I have.
All right, thank you so much. Coming down to Public Safety Committee, Chairman Dable.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a presentation. I would like to recognize David Sparks.
He's got it.
Look out, Greg. Look out. Okay, here's a microphone. Is this on, Greg? Yeah. Ready to go? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I love my notes. I'm joined by David Sparks, who is with the Masters Car Club. And do you want to bring Sean? You all right over there? Sean?
Steve Shaw.
Steve Shaw. So, in the Walton Tribune, I read this article where the Masters Car Club donated $11,000 to the Loganville Police Department following its Back the Blue car show this month, which saw more than 300 cars on display. So I wanted to recognize David and Toby Sparks. So let me just go ahead and read this. The mayor and council for the city of Loganville would like to recognize David Sparks for his recent support of the Loganville Police Department. He and his brother organized a car show with the purpose of Back the Blue, supporting local law enforcement, presenting Loganville Police Department with a check for $11,000. The city of Loganville would like to thank you, David Sparks, for your kindness, generosity, and effort. We wish you success in the future. Thank you. And what's cool is we just, on the consent agenda, approved the helmets and face masks. In case things get a little funky, we're protected. So, you want to tell the story about Dick, how he almost cried? He's not here. Let's break his chops.
Yeah, I can do it.
Go ahead. Come on.
I'm David Sparks, and we had a car show with the city of Loganville. They were a big part of it. And we had a presentation to give this check. What is the assistant chief's name? Dick Lowry. He was there, and I had the check in an envelope. And we all took pictures and everything, shook hands. And as it was concluding, he opened up the envelope and he said, "Is this right?" I said, "Yeah, we raised $11,000. We were glad to give it to you." He said, "I think I'm going to cry." But we're a car club in Loganville. We've been here for, probably 20 years. And we've had 16 spring car shows. And in fact, the mayor's been there. He's the mayor's choice in the spring this year. You can see some of the cars. That's some of the cars from the show itself. So this year in June, I had the wild idea, let's do a fall car show. First time we were ever going to do this, fall car show. But I want to do it to Back the Blue. I want to show the policemen that the community supports them. The community loves them and wants to take care of them. Okay. We didn't have much time to put it together. It was luckily we had one day that was available at where we have the car show. So we decided that's the day. And we went out, we put it together, and just by grace alone, we had more cars than we've ever had. We had more spectators than we ever had. We had more donations, and the donations were larger than we ever had. And to top it all off, the expenses to put the show on were next to nothing compared to what they had been in the past. So it turned out to be a great show, and all the people that came out were really supportive of police officers, and it was just a great day. So since then, we've had other car clubs talk to us. We have a meeting coming up in about a week or so with 5 car clubs wanting to do the same thing in their community. So we're going to help them do that. We've also decided to do another one. We're going to still do the one in the fall for you guys, for the police officers. We're still going to do the one in the spring for the Alm Springs Food Basket in Loganville that we support. But we're also going to do another one in the late spring or early summer for Walton County Sheriff's Department and the K-9 dogs. So really interesting. A lot of fun.
Thank you very much. And the best part about it is he said that when the Christmas parade comes, we get to pick what car we get to drive. See that? He doesn't know that, but he does now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mayor, that is all I have for you tonight. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Chairman Jay Bolden. we're going to circle back around. Chairwoman Ann Hutzinger has to add something to her committee.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, thank you. And Lisa, I apologize. You and I did have discussion, and you had a couple questions about Finance Committee, which you were on, and I did right out my head. Sorry. So please go right ahead.
So something else we also talked about last night was financing this project going forward. It's one thing to get the results back in a couple months, but what do we do with it from there? We can't do anything if we don't have a plan and have a plan to pay for it. So what we discussed last night was we would form a finance committee and start talking about those things now. There's a lot of different ways to fund this project or pieces of the project, starting with the grants, SPLOST money, start putting some money aside from the general fund, the enterprise, reserve fund, whatever. So we plan on taking the results of the survey and having committee meetings and start getting the ball rolling.
Yeah, and I thought it was a great idea. And I don't know if all of you know, we all get training money, and Lisa used hers to become a certified grant writer. So she can also help from a finance point of view, the finance committee, which is you and me and Danny, you're on it, right? So the three of us can start thinking about, okay, if the citizens say they want to go this direction, how do we pay for it? So, and I apologize that I didn't.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to make sure.
I'm glad you did.
Make sure everybody knew that. So.
Yep. So thank you. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. All right, coming down to public utilities / transportation. Chairman Bill Duvall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Got a couple of questions, not questions, a couple of things on our agenda tonight. The first one is the Route 16 IGA, the intergovernment agreement with Gwinnett County. So the mayor and the city manager and work with Gwinnett County. Danny, you want to take over?
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. So yes, this we talked about this in Monday night about the IGA, and the reason we have it on the consent is because Chairwoman Nash was going to be in our presence, and we just wanted to really show the intergovernmental workings that we have with the county, not only Walton but with Gwinnett. We look at Gwinnett as our big sister because they've probably done it if we haven't done it yet, so we can call and ask for help. So what this is on the Gwinnett side of Loganville, Gwinnett County provides the water, we provide the sewer. We were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in the course of a couple of years because people would not pay the sewer, and we couldn't turn the sewer off because it's controlled by the water. Gwinnett County said, well, we can't cut them off because they're paying their bills. So the former city manager Bill Jones got with Gwinnett County, and we came up with this contract in 2011, I believe, and it actually runs out next year, but we knew Chairwoman Ash was going to be leaving office, and the mayor says, hey, we need to get her to renew this before she leaves. And I said, Mayor, that's a great idea. So we met, and I believe it was July, middle of COVID. It was myself, the mayor, Charlotte, and the county manager, and I said, is there any way I can extend it a little bit longer? And Mr. Stevens, the county manager, says, well, when do you retire? I said, 2027. He goes, well, let's make it at least for that. And I said, that's great. But then Chairwoman Nash was like, let's just do 25 years. And I was like, that's even better. So tonight we're going to hope y'all approve that. It saves the city tons of money by being able to, if people don't pay their bill, to control the water. So we are thrilled that Gwinnett will continue to work with us and allow us to do this. And thank you. And that just shows her leadership at Gwinnett County. And thank you, Chairwoman Ash. Any questions about Route 16?
Oh, great. All right, well, I'm going to, go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
With that, Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve the IGA.
The Route 16 IGA.
Route 16 IGA.
You have a motion? Second? Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, like sign. It's been passed. Good job. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. And with the other item on our agenda, we also waited till tonight.
Yes.
It is we have Destination Park, which is in Gwinnett County, and we have plans to add bathrooms and water facilities and improve the parks, but it's all held up by getting the water and sewer to there. And we are going to use our 2017 Gwinnett County SPLOST monies to initiate that project. Danny, you want to add anything else to that?
Yes. So as you heard me say just a minute ago, we were losing hundreds of thousands with this. we're getting millions of dollars in the last 20 years. Gwinnett's been doing SPLOST longer than we have, but there again, Chairwoman Ash, it's your leadership giving us the money through SPLOST. We got $2.5 million that we're going to put for the park, for transportation, for infrastructure. We have built the fire station on that side. We bought fire trucks from that side. In 2013 or 14, I don't remember, Chairwoman Ash, you may correct me, Gwinnett County decided on top of SPLOST, they was going to do a joint project for SPLOST. So that means it's hard for me to give up money for anything. But Gwinnett County says, we're going to give you SPLOST, but also we're going to give you a portion of Gwinnett County's money on top of that for joint projects. Our first joint project was Brand Road and Highway 78 when we improved that intersection. We received money from Gwinnett County for that project. We're receiving money for the restrooms for Destination Park that we're approving tonight. Those are joint funded projects, not only from our SPLOST, but from Gwinnett County's allotted money. They don't have to give us. I don't know any other county that does that. Walton doesn't.
It's all about cooperation.
It is. It is. That just shows the citizens that we are working together to make the money go further. Sidewalks down Old Loganville, that's a transportation joint funded project that Gwinnett County allowed us to do. So we submit these projects and they say, oh, yes, we can get behind that. And that's one of the things we did. And this was in 2015, I believe, when first time I went to Gwinnett County with Bill Jones, and he said to sit here and watch and don't say a word. So that's what I did. And for the record, Chairwoman Ash, I was 2 years old when he started government. I thought I've been in it a long time. But you put it in perspective for me.
Thanks a lot, Danny.
And I've been here, next year will be 30 years, and she just said she started in 77. I was born in 75, so hopefully I can look as good as you with all those years to come. So that's all I have. You have any questions about Destination?
Nope.
Before you let your city manager sit down, I just want to say, I'm proud of you, Frank.
You did. I did. Little quick story. I know y'all, there's time to go, but city managers love to talk to, Stan. So we went to the July meeting with Chairwoman Ash, and her and I was sitting next to one another, and we started talking. I started in Gwinnett County in '95 in Parks and Rec, and I was on the construction team, and her cousin was my boss, and he was old school that would he wouldn't write you up, he wouldn't do nothing, but he would take his 12 size boot and he would put it somewhere that I didn't like. So he was old school, but I learned a lot from that man. His name was Sam. So he taught me the work ethic that I have today. So, but we were talking real quick, and there's Mountain Park. There was this bubble that covered the pool, and I hated that bubble because every year we had to put it up and take it down, and it was a huge pain for 3 people to put up. Well, one year it fell, and I got called in to go put it up, and talking to Miss Nash, she's like, boy, I wish I could have burned that thing down. I said, ma'am, I wish I'd known you 20 years ago because I would have burned it down. That was our story. So we're going to miss you, and hope Chair-elect Love can be half as good as you, because if she is, we're in great hands. So thank you.
Thank you. And just to let you know, Miss Nash has a cousin that lives in Loganville Junior Hall, if you guys don't know. And that's right. And he has been invited, but his hands are full, so he's not able to make it today, as you know.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. With that, I will motion to approve the water sewer facilities to get this project moving with the Gwinnett County SPLOST, 2017 SPLOST. Motion.
There's a motion. Second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Passed.
And with that, I have no other actions.
We have the easement.
Oh, I do have another option. What happens when you don't write it down? Okay, so we have what was handed out at the beginning of the meeting. We need to do an easement at Trident Trail where we are connecting into our Monroe water line. Yes. Danny, you don't want to say anything else?
Try to stay in the right of way with GDOT, but this is going to have to go a little bit further to avoid rock. When they put the big poles for the red lights, they hit a massive rock, so we know there's rock there. So we got with Walton County School Board, Dr. Franklin, 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, Brandon, is that about right? And I said, Dr. Franklin, I really need your help on this. Is there any way I can get an easement? Because we're planning on running this line. Well, I say we. They are planning on running this line the week of Thanksgiving, so they will probably be working on Thanksgiving nights. Hopefully we can get it done, but if not, they got to put it in while the school's out. So commend Brandon's team for doing that. So this just came in, I believe last night or early this morning, I can't remember. The school board just approved it, so the mayor does need to sign it, so it needs authority for the mayor to sign this easement to run the 16-inch water line through their driveway.
With that, Mr. Mayor, I have a motion that we approve and allow you to sign that easement on behalf of the city.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion on this? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Folks like sign? Is it passed? 6-0.
I'm done.
All right, thank you so much, sir. All right, coming down to public, Linda Dye.
Mayor, I have no actionable items for tonight.
Okay. Human Resources Chairman Danny Ford.
Mr. Mayor, I have one item tonight. It is the readoption of the Certified City of Ethics designation. I read this Monday night at our work session, but I'm going to read it tonight again. Whereas the Board of Directors of the Georgia Municipal Association has established a Certified City Ethics Program, and whereas the City of Loganville was originally certified as a Certified City of Ethics under the GMA program in 2001. Whereas part of the certification process requires the mayor and council to subscribe to the ethics principles approved by the GMA board. Now therefore it be resolved by the governing authority of the City of Loganville that as a group and as individuals, the governing authority subscribes to the following ethics principles and pledges to conduct its affairs accordingly. And they are: to serve others, not ourselves; use resources with efficiency and economy; treat all people fairly; use the power of our position for the well-being of our constituents; create an environment of honesty, openness, and integrity. Resolved this 12th day of November, 2020. Do we need to vote on that, Danny?
Yes.
I'll make a motion that this be approved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. It's been approved, 6-0.
Mr. Mayor, I already have it assigned by you and the council members, so I'll pass this on to Christie and she'll forward it to GMA.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And that's all.
That's it. Thank you. Coming down to City Manager's report, Danny Roberts.
Danny, real quick, can I jump in here?
Yep.
Yeah, Tim Johnson's in the back. Fire Chief Tim Johnson, come on down. I was going to text you and give you a heads up, but I don't want to do that. Come on. I want to talk to you.
I told you to come Monday night.
I was going to text you, but I was like, no, don't embarrass him. How are you, Fire Chief Tim Johnson?
Monday was his birthday.
Happy birthday. Where have you been hiding out? I'm going to give you a hard time tonight. How are you doing? You settling in?
Doing wonderful, sir. Mr. Mayor, Council, good to see y'all. Glad to be here.
Tell us what happened with the fire truck and how it all exploded in the middle of the road.
Well, we have a 22-year-old ladder truck that decided it was tired at the moment. And while it was out on Highway 78, all of the drivetrain decided to come apart underneath it. So wonderful thing. It happened at lunchtime. Shut half of 78 down during rush hour traffic.
Quite a mess.
Everyone loved me for that.
Yes.
But it is currently in the shop, and I made contact this week with Fireline, who is doing the repairs, and they are waiting on parts. So they're looking at 2 to 3 months repair. So.
Is the new fire truck in our future?
Yes, I am working on getting prices on fire trucks.
Danny Roberts lights up so much when we talk about fire trucks.
News to me.
So no, let's talk about it. Are we going to need a new fire truck?
Well,
You put him in a tough spot.
I know I am. I know. I'm wound up tonight.
Well, it sounds like we're going to
I'll need to speak to.
we're going to need a big grant for that.
Yeah, we got like $1 million.
Yeah, careful.
Okay, let me rephrase it. At some point in the near future, we're going to need to talk about this.
Yes, we will need to look at some point in the near future weighing the options of replacing that.
Because the other one's 22 years old.
This one is currently, yes. Yes, it's 22 years old.
Okay.
It's been in service for 18 years.
How long do they usually last? Well, this one just did.
I mean, we have a 1994, y'all.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything else going good?
Yes, sir. Everything's
Any
going
other
great.
issues? Any other good stories you want to share?
No, sir.
No? Okay. All right, Tim. Thank you. Thanks for letting me give you a hard time.
Anytime. Glad to see y'all.
Now we'll give him a break. Happy birthday, Tim. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Tim. Happy birthday to you.
So what Tim has not learned yet, and he just learned a valuable lesson, is like I learned several years ago when that question, I said, I'm going to let the city manager answer that on my behalf, so I'll answer it for him. Yes, we anticipated this when we started the negotiations with the 2019 Walton SPLOST, and there is money in there for public safety of $2 million. So, yes, we've addressed this, but our motto here at Loganville is use it up, wear it out, make do or do without. So we'll get some good life out of it when it's fixed. It'll be a new to him truck. So, but yes, it's we just got to save some money up. It's lost. It just started last year. We don't have the funds yet, but it's something that we're looking at, and we know we won't have to replace that truck in the near future, in the next 5 or 6 years.
Do you remember the first time you came to us for a fire truck? It was all shined up, ready to go.
But I got it though.
You got it.
2 of them.
He was fired up.
So.
All right, city manager.
Yes, so I do have one update for you, Mayor. May want to piggyback on this. Last week, Friday, I believe it was, we were contacted from the state about library funding for our library. It has moved up again on its list for funding. It would be a maximum of $2 million. We would have to put in, I believe, $1.8 million to get to $2 million, with a total of $4.8 million to build a new library, remodel it, whatever. The mayor and I met with Stacy Brown, the director for Azalea for this region, Ned from the state of Georgia about funding, and we left that meeting with me asking her to go back to her board, which is the local board, to let them come back to you all, make a recommendation. This is not some new development that we're doing, so I'm telling you right now before it gets out, this is something that's strictly the library. You may pass, you may not pass, but we would have to give 50% of the money in order to get anything. So they may come back to us and ask for a new library. They may come back and say, we just want to remodel it. We don't know, but I put the ball in their court to their board. It's made up of 7 members, I believe, with Nancy Curry being the chair, I believe. I believe the mayor you're going to talk about it later. So we're expecting maybe January, come back to y'all with a recommendation from them, and y'all can decide, because they were talking about moving it to downtown. I said, well, I can't talk about downtown development, so if I do, I'm going to do it in a public meeting. This is a public meeting, and I'm doing it. So just want you to know that maybe out on the street, it's no development for apartments, no development for retail, strictly the library. It's a funding from the state of Georgia. We just need to let the state know if we want it or not. If we don't want it, that's fine, but they're going to move us off the list where it won't affect us, say, next year if you do want to do it. But if we take it, we have to spend it. So I say that to tell y'all to be prepared, maybe in January to come back from the board. Any questions I'll take from you or the audience. But you had the email from Ms. Brown I gave to you, so you can see there's no secrets here.
A few months ago, we were pushing the library hard, and what happens is that the state legislators vote on this, on their budget, and they put the library on part of their budget. We were number 12, so they look at the first 10 projects or 10 cities. So there's 10 different cities out there that are either getting funding from the state, legislators for to renovate or to build a new one. We had a call about a week ago saying that we had dropped back to 10. So that was good news. And I immediately told Danny about it, and that's how we got to this point. So we either, Stacy Brown, the executive director, is going to meet with their board. She did mention to me that board member had resigned, Ann Jones, and I'm glad to, and she said we need a replacement. So I have decided to pick Lisa Luttrell to be on the board for the library. And now the board is full. And hopefully, congratulations. And hopefully they could meet within the next few weeks and get the ball rolling and see where you guys recommend on the board. And before we do anything, we got to get the direction from the library board.
And this is not a city board by no means.
Not
This is not like the Development Authority, Planning and Zoning. This has nothing. The mayor just makes recommendations to the board, and that's his recommendation. So
if you recall, if you understand, Janice Tribble serves on this board, and she also serves on the Planning and Zoning board. And she, by our ordinances, she is allowed to do that because, like Danny said, it's two different entities. So Lisa Luttrell also serves on the ethics board, but she will be also representing, and she has accepted. She has accepted to be on the library board. So anyway,
any questions, Council? Okay, that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. All right, Robin Webb, City Attorney.
Gave her the night off.
Gave her the night off. All right. Do you want to get during community feedback or now? Now. All right. I've been told that Christy Daniels has some announcements.
I kind of wanted to give a lot of to Christy and Gracie and Robbie and Jeremy and the entire staff. The Autumn Heritage Festival was fantastic. We had like 5,000 people. It was unbelievable. You sold out food. It was crazy. You guys did such a great job. Like, seriously. And now, you want to come up and talk about the Christmas parade?
Can I just say something real quick about the festival real quick? Wow. I do recall back in June, Chairman, when we were dealing with COVID and all that good stuff, I think July, I think the chairman wanted to find out the city reports, what we were doing about COVID. And I recall that most of the cities were just basically shutting down. We're not going to have festivals. We're not going to have a fireworks display. None of them. And I remember Norcross, you going down the list. And I recall when it came to Loganville, we took a different approach. We took the approach that we need to get out. We need to not let the virus defeat us. So with that, our council voted to have the fireworks display, and our council voted to have the festival. And let me tell you, it's a decision that I'm getting a few mayors from other cities in Gwinnett County saying, I wish I would have done the same thing, because we're getting some feedback from our residents. So like Jay said, our chairman, it was very successful. So
and Mayor, you deserve a lot of credit too for leading the charge and not letting COVID, keep us all cooped up, because people were having fun and it was just a great day to get outside.
Yeah, we benefited by other people not having it, because then everybody came to see us.
Everybody came here.
That's right.
Okay, well, speaking of COVID, we have decided to not have our tree lighting this year, which consisted of pictures with Santa, because we could not figure out how to social distance 300 plus kids and have them in Santa's lap at the same time. So we have decided to not do that this year, but combine that event somehow with our Christmas parade. So we will have our Christmas parade on Saturday, December the 5th. And after the Christmas parade, Santa will end on our town green to light our Christmas tree. He will not be sitting in a chair for you to stand in line to go take your pictures with him, but he will be walking around. You can snap a photo with him with your camera, just standing up. So, no, that's not our ideal situation that we've had in the past, but every year our photographer takes 300 to 400 pictures of kids. So with that being said, we have those 300 kids in Santa's lap. Their parents come with them. They all stand in line for 2 hours to get their pictures made. There was just no way for us to social distance that amount of people at one time on our town green. So with that being said, we're just combine it with our parade, and we are hoping for the best. So our parade is Saturday, December the 5th. The parade will start at 5:30 this year instead of 6 o'clock, and that is because of the tree lighting on the town green afterwards. So I hope that you will join us, and thank you all that did come out and participate in our fall festival. It was a great day. So we had a lot of fun. It's a long day for us, but it did turn out to be a great day. So thank you. Oh, yes. The Loganville Women's Club will have a festival of trees here at our city hall next week. And it will be in our lobby. They'll have different trees set up. You come in, vote for your favorite tree by placing canned goods under that tree. And the canned goods will go to the local food banks. So that is one way that we're earning canned goods for the community. So do you remember what day that starts? Yeah, I don't remember right off what day that starts, but we will have the information on our website for that. So, but they will be in our front lobby. So just walk in. You can see them anytime from 8 to 5. The 20th? Okay, sorry, the 20th. And it will be here like December the 4th, I think. So, okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else?
Just y'all noticed Janice and Harold not here. They're out a little sickness, but she's going to the doctor. I tried to take her the other day to the hospital, but you can't tell your mom what to do. So she told me she needed me, she would call me. So we went and saw her today. Yesterday was her birthday, so very young woman. So anyway, hopefully they're going to the doctor tomorrow. Tonight we're going to take them, right, Lisa? So anyway, that's why they're not here.
All right. I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion. We have a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Meeting's been adjourned. Now this is your time. Community feedback. Go ahead.
Microphone.
Yes, we got 1, 2. Okay. Microphone.
They'll hold the microphone for y'all, so we're not having. You can go up. Yeah, either way.
Yeah, Gracie, we thought you were going to speak.
Yeah, right. Sure.
I just want to ask a few questions. I saw that y'all recently condemned a building on Main Street, 262 Main Street. Well, you did. There's signs that are up there. Hodges, I believe he's the one. Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Okay. That property owner owns 7 properties in the city of Loganville. This is the second one y'all have condemned. The first one has been condemned for 12 to 14 years. You've never made them clean it up. You've never asked them to tear it down or anything like that. Now this is the second one. It shows a pattern with that citizen. In 2002, the state of Georgia voted to amend the Constitution to allow municipalities to start a tax initiative program known as the blight tax. The taxes on the 123 Bobby Boss Street last year were $1,349. If there was a blight tax attached to that property, that would have run that taxes up to about $10,000. What you're going to do is you're going to force that citizen to either take pride in their owner of their property, clean it up, fix it up, or sell it to someone who would. Now we're seeing a history from that same citizen. They're letting a second building fall into disrepair. Excuse me, I get nervous talking. I just want to know what city council or what the city or Tim, what you're going to do to not allow this citizen to have her other 5 properties fall into disrepair. It looks bad for all of us.
The house on Bobby Boss is not currently condemned.
When did y'all take it out of?
They brought in a structural engineer.
You talking about the blue house?
Yes.
Have you walked in it? It's full of rat feces if the floor doesn't fall through.
I mean, I hadn't been in it since
The
we
tree
went
fell
through
on the back. Part of the building has actually
I hadn't
fallen
been in
off.
it since we done the condemnation on it.
And that was 12 years ago.
Yes, I hadn't been in it since then.
Would you go in it?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I mean, I would have to have her permission, or we would have to get an administrative warrant from the judge.
Okay. And then what are y'all going to do?
The house, I mean, the building on Main Street, they have 30 days to get a permit.
And the permit would be to bring it up to
fix
code?
Yes.
And if they don't meet it in that 30 days?
They will get a citation to go to court.
Okay, and then what happens? I want to know
Once we issue the citation, then it's up to the judge.
Okay, would you go and reevaluate 123 Bobby Boss for me?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
Okay.
But right now, it's not under a
How
condemnation.
but you're saying when it went into being condemned 12
They
years
brought
ago?
in a structural engineer that certified.
I'd actually like to
that it
see
would-
his qualifications, because if you've been in that,
Well, I mean, I went in it at that time. I hadn't been in it since.
Go ahead, Aaron first. Go ahead.
My question is directed at you, Mr. Mayor, and Danny Roberts. Tonight, y'all said that y'all been working for months on funding for a library. I thought that's what you just said a minute ago. Okay, but I thought you just said a minute ago y'all had been working on this for some time. Did I misunderstand? Okay. Well, I know in the CAG meetings, y'all said there was no money for a library back then.
No,
So,
I didn't. Let me tell you what I said.
well, no, that's what I remember you saying.
Let me tell you what I said. So when we were going through the development, I said at the same time there was $2 million on the table from the state if the council chose to put up the 50%. We never made that for because, you know, in March 12th, 2020, they killed the deal. So that killed everything. So there was a funding for $2 million from the state that we could apply for, but there's no guarantee because we was number 12. So we still had to get to number 10 to even apply for it. This year we made it to number 10. So they came back to us and said, are you still interested in doing this? So as you know, they told me not to negotiate for anything downtown. So I said, before I do anything, I'm going to come in a public meeting
Sure.
and tell them.
Well, that's fine.
So
But the impression I got from the meetings that we had that there was no money or anything on the planning about a library doing anything like that. That's why I'm a little bit confused, and that's why I came up to ask the question. And I appreciate the clarity.
Yeah, Terry, just real quick. Just real quick. I got a call. Remember, it's up to the legislature, and I got a call November 5th. I got a call November 5th from somebody, a gentleman that deals with the library board and legislatures, told me, guess what? Like I said, throughout those meetings, we didn't know anything about it. There was no communication. So just recently, in November 5th, which I got his information here, told me about you guys fell under number 10. Is it guaranteed? No, but we fell under number 10. I immediately, when I found out about that, I spoke to our city manager and I informed him about it that same day or maybe the following day after that. Yeah. That's right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I'm surprised too. Remember, those meetings, there wasn't no money. Things changed November 5th. Yeah, so I think we should be cheering that, I'm assuming. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's, I got it right here. It just came up November 5th. And it's up to the board, which you have a board member here, to discuss what the process going forward is. We did meet with the executive director, Stacy Brown, and Mr. Hall, Rawls. And so we are starting the process again, but the board has to meet before it even comes to
Terry,
us.
just so I'm clear, the $2 million has always been, since day one, on the table if we could get it. We said that from that was one of the ways that we were going to do a new library when we did the city hall and the town greens. So that was part of it always. But we didn't know we were eligible. We were going to do some campaigning to get moved from number 12 to number 10 to even the state even look at us. But we never made it that far because, as you know, it got canceled by the city council.
Well, maybe my ears weren't working well that night. Okay, and now I do say that, but I had the distinct impression from discussions we had one night in the CAG meeting that there wasn't any money in kind because one of the discussions we had involved possibly building a library over here where City Hall is. And you said, well, you can't do that because there's no money for that. And then we'd have to sell this building and this and that. And so what I came away with despite your clarifications tonight, okay? Was it, there wasn't anything on the agenda money-wise for a library. And then I just thought a minute ago, I heard the mayor say y'all had been working on this and that it had been moved back till, to number 12, that this had been in the works for several months, but then this jumped up to number 10. That's what I thought I heard.
Yeah. So there's no money sitting nowhere in
Oh,
the
no,
city.
I understood. Yeah, I understood
So
that.
even like I told you, if I, back then there was no money to fund it. There's no money to fund it now unless we get the grant. But in order to get the grant, they got to come up with $2 million somewhere,
Right.
which means they're going to have to borrow the money or sell something.
Well, it ain't like y'all ain't got some properties you could sell if we wanted to go that route. That's
Yes,
my
that's
point.
true.
Okay.
You're good?
Oh, I'm fine.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? Have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving, right? Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.